Hello, good evening and welcome. I'm going to do a quick recipe. Basically, I've been watching all the fish stuff on Channel 4 with Jamie, Hugh Whittingley and Gordon. It's fantastic. We should be eating more fish. We should be trying to basically save our planet. So I'm going to show you something really tasty. It's quick to eat. Now in the supermarkets you get your fish cakes, which are about this big. And they taste alright, but they're not exactly nice fish cakes. I'm going to show you a really easy way to cook fantastically gorgeous tasting fish cakes. Simple recipe, they can be frozen, they can be used at a later date, and it's cheap to make. So, here we go so far. All I've done is basically get a pan and get a bag of potatoes, new potatoes, old potatoes, any potatoes, take the skins off. I've used Union potatoes and I haven't taken the skins off. I've just basically chopped them in half, chucked them in a pan, fill them up with boiling water, left them to simmer, and basically I'll run through everything else with you. So that's what I've done so far. So basically all you need for this recipe is a few ingredients. You need potatoes, a bit of mackerel, which is a gorgeous fish if done well. Most people don't like things like mackerel, they like the cods and stuff like that, but please just give it a go, try it once and you'll be astounded how good this tastes. So basically all I've done in here is I've chopped up in half new potatoes. I've left the skins on because skins are good for you. I've boiled them for as long as you need, and what you do, take a knife and give them a little stab. So if they're really soft like that, they're ready for the mashing, and that's what we need to do now, is mash them all up. So easy technique. Basically once that's turned into mash, and I'll show you the next bit. So I'm going to go away now and move this over here. Whew. Get me mashity doodah, and I'm using tins of mackerel, right? Because that's all you need. You just basically drain off all the excess tomato sauce, and then Bob's your uncle. I'll show you what to do next. So what I'm going to do now is drain these, mash them, and then we'll be back. Right, what I'm doing now is I've drained them off. Big knob of butter because you've got a lot of potatoes in there. When I actually boiled the potatoes down, I added like a bit of a handful, bit of a sprinkling of sea salt, and that just basically stops all of the starch and stuff going into your water and your potatoes. It just makes it taste nicer. So I'm going to get here now, I'm going to give this a damn good mash in, then we're going to open up the mackerel and make fish cakes. The mash now is perfectly that's beautiful. Don't mind touching the food, get involved with your food. My hands are clean, always give them a wash, right? So we're going to spin this round now and do the next bit, which is basically get your tins of mackerel, rip them open. Now this is messy because mackerel in tins with tomato sauce is very oily, so tomato sauce goes everywhere. So dribble it out a bit there, right? Always do this, rock your tins, then you won't get splashback all over your clothes. I learnt that the hard way, trust me. Right, hold your mackerel, get rid of all the little loose bits. I know that's a waste, I know that is, but what you want is just mainly the stuff. You don't want that lot of water there, right? So once you've done that, back around and mash her to the side, in with the mackerel. Okay, now I'm using 2 tins of mackerel, so I'm using a tomato sauce one, and I'm using I think it's a smoked mackerel. The only reason I'm doing that is just basically to use up stuff. So once you've got rid of all the sauce, you're going to lose a little bit of your tomato sauce flavour. So what I do, because you don't want a lot of moisture in that, what you want it is to it's all mashed together, it's not to be loose and horrible. So what I do is I cheat and put some thick tomato sauce back in there. So just give that a little bit of a squeeze like that, that adds some flavour and it's beautiful. So basically again, get in there, mash all this together, alright? Once that's done, add the next tin. Now once all your mackerel's mashed into your mashed potato, basically what you want to do, get a little one like this, right? Pat it in your hands, pat it in your hands. I mean, that's a bit small, I'd go a bit bigger than this. I'd go Go that size, right? Then once you get that, like a little pate, put that on a tray, and it tastes gorgeous by the way. Put that on a tray, put it in the fridge, leave it to chill, and once your little patties like this are all chilled out, you can freeze them. Then you take this out whenever you need it, out of the freezer. You pop this in a pan, fry it for 5 minutes on one side, or less than 5 minutes, but fry it till it's nice and golden brown on that side. Fry it till it's nice and golden brown on that time. Best fish cakes you will ever taste. Now, if you want to, you can glaze the egg on top and give it a bit of breadcrumbs, but I just find that's an extra thing you don't really need. Serve that with a little bit of salad on the side. Absolutely beautiful. Please don't think, wonder what that's going to taste like. It's gorgeous. Try it. You'll like it. And it's an amazing way to use up your leftover mashed potato and a little bit of mackerel. All of this, now I'm probably going to get 20 of these pancakes. So out of each fish cake you want, little fish pancake here, you're going to get, I don't know, 20 out of this. That's, say, 2 per meal. With a little bit of salad, so 2 per person with a bit of salad. That's a week's worth of food if you eat nothing but that. Obviously you don't want to eat it every day, but like I'm saying, all of that. So you've got 10 meals there for, what's 2 tins of mackerel and a bag of potatoes? You're looking at £4 for 10 meals. You can't beat that. Please, give it a go. You'll be immensely surprised and immensely happy with the results. Fish cakes, homemade. Have a go. Once you're done your fish cakes, put them on plates and leave them to sit in the fridge and just sit and chill until they're nice and firm for about, I don't know, a couple of hours, and then you can breadcrumb them up. Once they're breadcrumbing, they can be frozen. Next thing you need is 3 things. You need breadcrumbs, and breadcrumbs are pretty cheap to come by, to be quite honest, but a whole packet was, I think, 50 pence. Now once you've used them you can put them back in, the ones that don't actually stick to whatever. Some whisked eggs. All I do is I blend that with a hand blender because it saves me a lot of time of actually doing it with a fork. These have been in the fridge now for about 4 hours, so they've kind of kept their form, so they're easier to work with. And all I'm going to do is pretty much, again, the hands, dunk them in like this, rub on some egg mixture there, turn them over, rub on a little egg mixture there, make sure you get the sides as well, tap, turn, if you can turn them, I'm having a bit of trouble there, tap again, and then do the edges. That's one done. So that, you can go back on the plate, done, and then carry on, carry on, carry on till they're all done, and then they're ready again once you're ready to actually cook them, I suppose. Bloody lovely.